It is cold in America, isn't it? It is freezing in America. Some of you guys are in like minus 60. Holy moly. The South is warm, 22 degrees. Compared to you guys. Holy moly. Minus 60? Where did they do that at? Well, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you come from. Whatever time zone you're in, or any of that kind of stuff. We definitely appreciate you. This channel will be 3 years old in July. So we're just trying to make it through the winter, trying to stay focused and get skinny and that sort of thing. And today's video is inspired by a guy who sent me a letter, email, text message, whatever you want to call it. And he said, Black Dragon, would you mind telling us how our dues are supposed to be spent? What happens to our dues money? And that's always an interesting question. When I get a question like that, I realize that in a lot of instances, I'm either dealing with a new motorcycle club or I'm dealing with a club that is having these kinds of issues that sorry about that, folks. Let me turn this on to vibrate. Or I'm dealing with a club that has not dealt with these issues or is not communicating well. If you have to ask me that question, then your club has not communicated well to you how things operate in your bylaws, or maybe things aren't operating properly, or what I say, how a traditional motorcycle club would do it. And you have to realize that a traditional motorcycle club is a democracy. It's a democratic society, and so everything requires a vote, and there are no fiefdoms and kingdoms. And I say that, yet many of you are in motorcycle clubs that are like that, and so you look at me like I'm crazy, like, what's he talking about? My motorcycle club is definitely a dictatorship. And so that's why when I talk about 99% MCing for 99%ers, I talk about the way things should be in a traditional MC, maybe not how they are in your MC. So the idea of money and the idea of dues. First of all, like a church, no motorcycle club can make it broke. Every organization needs money to exist. So it is the duty of the citizens of the MC to be the taxpayers to pay for the club's existence, clubhouse, etc., rides, etc. All these things are part of belonging. Like if you want to belong to the church or the Lions or the Mooses or whatever the case may be, that building costs money, electricity costs money, you want to sit up in air conditioning, that costs money. So that money comes from the members. Most of the time it comes as a result of club dues. And club dues And also sometimes you got to put in work. Like if your club has a bar, you got to stand duty, things like that. And money is made, and money is accumulated. And between dues and other events, car washes, barbecues, fish fries, poker runs, whatever the case, whatever generates money in your club, in your traditional MC, that money accumulates. And so the idea of what we do with it is paramount. How is it divided? Who gets a piece of it? Where does it go? And these are things that should be covered in your bylaws. Your bylaws should cover how money is made, how money is collected, how money is spent, who has the authority to spend this money, where the money will be saved, whose names are on the accounts, how many people's names are necessary in order to take money out, whose names have to be on the checks. All this stuff should be in your bylaws. And if it's not, good time to have a bylaw fix. Bylaws should be living documents, not documents etched in stone like the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments never change, but bylaws can. And if your bylaws are missing some things, then never hurts to change that. The great thing about putting things in the bylaws is it's protocol, not per your call, but it's protocol. Per your call is stuff people make up as they're going. They call that the club rules. But protocol, bylaws, things like that can be easily tracked and easily followed because it's written down for everybody to see and everybody knows how it's supposed to go. So yes, I've seen it all in motorcycle clubs. In national motorcycle clubs, I've seen it where a certain amount of money has to go to the founder. And yeah, the founder gets paid to the club pays him. And there's a certain amount of money that's his money. And no one gets a word on that. And the founders get that money and no one knows where it went. Or I've seen that. And I've seen it where presidents have availability of funds and nobody knows what they spend money on. I've been in club meetings and seen things where somebody will ask how the money is spent or where the money went to, and the sergeant at arms will beat him up, or the president, or some of the guys will surround him and whoop his butt. When you see that going on, you can probably bet your sweet booty that there's some monkey shine. Something in the milk ain't clean. And that's when I get feet. In my own club, in the beginning years, we were young, so I was just a kid. I didn't care about the money. I never thought to ask where the money went. Never dawned on me to even be concerned. I didn't know if someone was stealing from the club or if they weren't, because I was too busy chasing girls, having fun, riding my motorcycle, being a member. And when them guys started fussing and arguing over money and where it went and stuff like that, I just left the room. I didn't care. And so that was, that probably wasn't good. And then as I got to be a president and things like that, or a treasurer or something, it became more important to me as to where the money was going. And I could see where things weren't always right. So that comes from things not being clearly defined in places like your bylaws. So what are some of the things that club money is spent for? Well, if you're collecting money, some of the things that you can imagine that club money would be spent on is the clubhouse, the lights, the gas, the water. And I'm often amazed at members who, just like church people, who have no clue, haven't thought about, or don't care to think about, like, who's paying this stuff? Like, some guy will come and sit in the air conditioner and drink the beers and be mad because he can't have free beer. And it never dawns on him that somebody somewhere is paying for that stuff. And I've known so many presidents that, you got something like $25 a month dues, and you got 15 people, and it costs $1,000 a month for the clubhouse. You can see, you can see where you're not going to have enough money. And I see people, they get all mad at the president and you stealing money and blah blah blah, and it never dawned on them that, excuse me, but how do you think this rent got paid? So that's kind of funny. I see that all the time. But some other things that you can see that club money goes on is rides. And my club, all rides, all mandatory rides were paid for by the club. So, oh my gosh, it was just great fun. Um, the hotels were paid for, everything was paid for. Sleeping was paid for, gas was paid for, food was paid for. As long as you were on the run, the row captain or the president or the treasurer or somebody had um, it had a card, a credit card, and they would put all that stuff on the credit card, and we would have a great time. So um, then there was a point where our club made money, and it made a lot of money. And at one point, it was decided that, yeah, we're making so much money here, we're not going to pay dues. And so it got to the point the club had all this money sitting around. So then the guys decided, well, we should split this money up amongst the brothers. And at one time, the club was even investing in guys' businesses in the club. So this was a really groovy thing. So all that happened by way of the vote. So we got all this money coming in, blah blah blah. What are we gonna do with it? Let's give everybody. I remember how it was with us is and you'd stand duty, and so your first duty day that you stood duty, that covered your club dues, and then any other time you stood duty, the club paid you. So at some point there were guys when the economy got bad. At some point there were guys that were uh, supporting their entire families by working for the club. And that's the great thing about a successful club is if the money's done correctly, the club will take care of the members. The club will take care of you. The club can afford to. So that's a really cool thing about being in a successful motorcycle club. Um, the important thing, of course, is that everything is done honestly and openly, and everyone can see. And you guys get together and you decide what you want to do with the money. So the idea of one person collecting the money in a democracy where everybody should be treated fairly and everybody has a fair share and a fair shake because everybody's paying their money is crazy. If you can't get an accounting of the money, you got to fight somebody or get in a fist fight or an argument, or somebody can't produce any books, then you need to make some changes. You're in the wrong place. The money of a club is not any one person's money, even if that person founded the club. I have a video called "What Does the Founder Own?" And I don't have a book on that. Somebody says, "Do you have a book on that?" My treasurer's Bible will be something that deals with that kind of information. But the idea that some one person is running the money and nobody gets to have a say on the money and all that, that's crazy. We all are part of this. Nobody's any bigger because you're an officer. None of that. No, none of that. This is community property. Thing about the MC is it's community. It's community. And one of the biggest things that breaks up MCs is the money. Just like a marriage, Just things like make relationships go bad. The money, the money, the money, always the damn money. So get that stuff worked out in your bylaws. Get that stuff worked out, because once you work that out in your bylaws, no longer is it an issue. It's rote memory. It's right there for everyone to see. If you want to do something, if you want to go on a run, if you want to spend money a certain kind of way, make a motion in the meeting, bring it up, and put that before the board. How is your club's dues money spent? The short answer to that is the way you and the members decide to spend it. Everybody gets to make that decision. Ironhead said you got to pay to play. It's a pay to play environment. If you want to sit up in the air conditionings and have that nice clubhouse to come to and the stripper poles and all that kind of business, well, I don't know about your clubhouse, but that's the way clubhouses are. They're like great places to be. But that stuff costs money, man. It costs money. So I think, and the hardest thing for me is to deal with some deadbeat that doesn't pay his dues. We're not going yet, so hold on. Hardest thing for me is to deal with a deadbeat that won't pay his dues. A deadbeat that won't pay his dues is not worth a damn. He is sucking off of the entire club. And those be the guys with the most to say. Those be the guys with the most complaints. Those be the guys that can't get along with nobody. And the guys that really like get on my nerves the most. So it's all about responsibility. You shouldn't have to have anybody ask you to pay your damn dues. Somebody said the Snow Bear Disciples run. Why, you want to go? I'm going to start putting out some information about it. Oh, also something that's going to be really cool I'm going to be doing with Hollywood from Insane Throttle. We're going to be going to an A-Bait run. I'll be telling you guys more about that. And I'll be riding from Atlanta to Chicago and then to Michigan. So I'd like to have you guys who want to ride with me come along. I think that would be kind of cool. So what's the average dues amount per month? Now, see, so in different places, it's different things. Like if you got a clubhouse in Kelchai, Kansas, your dues might be $15 a month because your rent's $300 a month. But if you got a clubhouse in San Diego, California, your clubhouse is $2,500 a month. So your rent may be your dues may be $400 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month. So I've seen dues be all kinds of crazy amounts depending on the responsibility of the club. But I think a fair average dues that I see is something like between $25 and $100 a month is what I've seen. And location. So I'll see you in Michigan. Oh yeah, well, you coming? Yeah, let's do that. I guess you're going to be going, so I'll see you there. If you really are a lot, your club and your brothers, you'll give what you can. If it has to be asked of you, it shows what kind of brother you are. And the motorcycle club has all kind of brothers, good and bad. I'm not done here yet, so wait. So the motorcycle club has brothers good and bad. Some handle their business and others are full of crap and don't handle their business. And those are the guys I like to weed out, man. And people like I feel, and they want their friends in the club. I don't do ne'er-do-wells. If you ain't doing right, you got to go. If you ain't paying your bills, you got to go. Okay, I know you want to walk right now. I'm making a movie right now, video. Okay, and I'm the boss, not you, because you only weigh 18 pounds. So be quiet. Sorry about that. My dog is trying to run me. He's absolutely spoiled. Let's see. Time frame for Michigan run. I think it's in July. Hollywood just told me about it today. So I'm going to ride from Atlanta to I guess Chicago to pick up Hollywood, and then from Chicago to Michigan. And I guess that's a 600-700 mile run, 500 miles, something like that. So it'll be in the middle of the summer. There's no reason not to make that run. So you guys start putting it together, and let's go on the A-bait run together. We should have fun. What? How are you falling out of your coat? How did you manage that? So anyway, what other questions do you have for me? Always keep it 100. Love the videos. Well, thank you for watching. I guess I got to take my hand out of my warm glove to see the questions you guys are asking me. Hi, bro. True in the house. Good to see you, True. Let's see. Any other questions? How about a hookup point? We'll put that all together. I will have all that together for you and within a video or two. Listen, I want you guys to support my podcast. My podcast is The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. And it's on Spreaker and iHeart. Well, soon to be on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher. So please go check that out. My new channel is called Think Tactical. And the new podcast, Think Tactical, is up. That's from my Biker Prepper series. And we're going to be doing all kinds of that kind of stuff. Prepping, guns, thinking tactically, how to stay alert, how to stay alive, how to live through crises. And, things like when that weirdo comes into the bank shooting at everybody. We're going to be talking about all that. Somebody says so I want you guys to check that out. Think Tactical. The first podcast is up. Please go to my Think Tactical podcast and the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. I definitely appreciate that. Check your blood pressure medicine. Can be doing that, doctor. Took me off of. How did you guys become a successful club? So, our club started in 1974, and one of the things that made us so successful was we had the only clubhouse in San Diego on the black biker set for 35 years, maybe. No, maybe even 42 years, something like that. We actually had the only clubhouse in town, and we had an after hours, and people could come to our clubhouse after all the other clubs in the city shut down. So the club was absolutely very successful. You could meet anyone in there, from congressmen to senators to movie stars and stuff, because it was the only place in San Diego you could go to after 2 o'clock in the morning. So we not invented, but we had the after hours scene, and it made the club became very successful because of that in San Diego, and we were able to spread out because of that success. The club was absolutely very successful, but we had a lot of stuff. Money divides things. Money separated our club. It had people fighting each other at each other's throats, and a lot of stuff I tell you is not because we did everything right, but because I saw many of the things that were done wrong, and I can tell you, don't do that. That ain't gonna work. I've seen that before. That don't work like that. So a lot of the stuff, everything I'm against, is a lot of the things I have been. So I not this righteous great person. It took me 5 years to prospect. So just so you know, I'm no angel by any means. Hi, my name is E-Dog from the Black Syndicates, MC. If you come up here to Michigan, how about we ride to Kokomo, Indiana? They have a big event. Isn't the Black Syndicate, isn't that the Black Syndicate Nomads? I think I know your people, man. They used to be down here in Atlanta. Isn't that the Black Syndicate Nomads? You got the big Nomad bottom rocker. Let me know if I'm thinking of the right club. Dumb question, but what was your first bike ever? Do you remember? My first bike was I was 5. It was a Honda ATC. No, it was a Honda 50 or something, 3-wheeler. With the, they had 3-wheelers back then, and you had to counter steer, and that wasn't against the law. Now I don't think they make them anymore. So my first bike was my first thing was a 3-wheeler, and then my next thing was a Honda 50, I believe, and then my first big bike was a Yamaha 125 Enduro, But I had all kind of dirt bikes and things growing up, and mini bikes and all that kind of stuff. I love the show, Little Eddie, Road Riders, MC Jonesboro. Oh man, you guys are right down. Oh, Jonesboro, Arkansas. I thought you were in Jonesboro, Georgia. Thank you for watching the show. Stay healthy, Dragon. Do you have anything going in Tennessee? Uh, no, we were trying to get a Black Sabbath established in Memphis, but that didn't turn out for us. So we're still hoping for that. Can get your podcast to come up through my Alexa. Can't get it. Uh, I'll try to see if I can get it on Alexa. I didn't know Alexa did podcasts, so I'll do that tonight. Good morning, everyone from Serbia. It's a balmy 28 degrees. What's up, Serbia? It's 22 here. We got you beat a little bit. Serbia's cold as hell. Hi, it's LP Goofy. If you don't remember, I know who you are, young man. It's good to see you. Uh, I absolutely remember the 15-year-old young man. He's one of the reasons that I stopped cursing because I knew kids were watching. I hope you're doing good with your brother, young guy. And I'm going to go back and check out your... you guys got to check out LP Goofy. He makes real funny videos. Be quiet. Can you get the father to sign the Prospects Bible for me? I can. The father would love that. I'm supposed to see him in a couple weeks, so I can get him to do that. Can anyone get the Dragon podcast on Alexa? I'm going to try to submit it to Alexa and see if I can get it there. I went from 50 YO Elsinore 250, had to roll it down a hill to start it. Used to have to roll my Goldwing 1500 down a hill to start it. My dog needs a walk too. Have a good day. Take care. I use your videos to teach our prospects. Thank you. Listen to your podcast on Alexa. I listen to your podcast on Alexa every day. So somebody gets it on Alexa. I didn't know Alexa did podcasts. How it work out for you in Pandora? Pandora Ironhead told me we'll get back to you. Don't call us. We'll call you. We got 1,000 people trying to get in, and we'll let you know if you make it. Their loss if they don't take me, because Spotify took me just like that. Hey, Black. Hey, bees. It's 14 here in southeast Missouri. Oh, hell no. New York is 15. Hell no. I checked out Dibber in the wind, and he's cool. Yes, Dibber's real cool. Dibber's one of the reasons I started doing this, watching him. It's 10 degrees right here, and right now, wherever he is. Just switched from a street bike to a road glide. Any touring advice? Yeah, one is you're going to get to ride a lot further because you're not all bent over. But one of the biggest advices is don't overload your bike. A lot of people think, okay, I got this road glide now. I can put 400 pounds on it, and then my 250-pound wife and my 300-pound ass. And most of those bikes have a 400-pound capacity, including you and the rider. So don't be tricked into this because I got this big old bike that I can now carry a whole lot more. You'd be surprised that you really can't carry a whole lot more at all. You still have to not overload that bike. Chicago is 16. Do you think you could help me? Help you what? Hello, Riders Incorporated, Fort Worth, Texas. This is Drummer Boy. Does your area have an MC chain to help the 99%ers? Yeah, our area is called, our chain, as it were, is called here in Atlanta, is called the Georgia Council, I believe is the name of it. And, man, I wish you would cut that out. Stop it. Let's see. Mad Dog, that's why I watch things myself. For my future of prospecting. What else? Boy, there's a lot of this. Sometimes the camera focuses. I got this new damn camera, and this camera phone I'm using. This is the one that Google suggested, which is the Note 9, and it does this constant back and forth with the focus, and I don't know how to turn it off. So I got to try to make that happen. How can I talk to you privately? Send me a uh, uh, email to blackdragon at blacksabbathmc.com, or get in touch with me through Facebook on my channel, Black Dragon, and we can talk privately. If you send me an email and your phone number, I'll call you. Mine is a 400 and a 1600. Lisinopril is what caused my cough. Are you on that? No, I'm not on on lisinopril. My cough is from getting over a cold, and if you watch my videos, this happens to me every single year. And I have this cough for almost 2 months every year. Uh, my first bike was an 83 Honda Goldwing. Nice bike. Augusta, Georgia, Clarks Hill, Lake there, here. Good to talk to you, Augusta. Overcome being racist. I don't know what that's about. Are you guys having a side conversation? I don't have any thumbs up on my video. Please send me some thumbs up. Thumbs up helps the video, because if there's thumbs up on it, then Google and YouTube send it out to more people. So I got 75 people and 0 thumbs up. Is somebody saying I'm racist? We're racist, dog. So I use your videos to teach my prospect Black Warrior Brotherhood, Houston, Texas. Well, thank you, Warrior Brotherhood. When I come there for the Houston annual, I'm going to want to meet you guys. Also, helping the channel. We got a super chat button. If you want to donate to the channel, hit that super chat button. Give us a few bucks. Also, you can go to my Patreon. We're looking for monthly sponsors, either $2 or $5 a month. We'd appreciate that. You can also send us a one-time donation via the Cash App to Biker Prez, $ Biker Prez. And what else? Also, watching the commercials helps us too. Just watch the darn commercial. And that's the easiest way to help the channel, because we do definitely do get compensated if you watch the commercials. A dude asked if he can meet you and if you can help him from being racist. Can I join an MC if I like to ride sport bikes instead of cruisers? You absolutely can. The Black Sabbath takes sport bikes and cruisers, and many motorcycle clubs do as well. I don't know if I can help anybody from being racist. What I can do is represent myself and talk to you about whatever you want to talk about, and whether or not you want to be racist will be up to you. But if you want to make a change in your soul and your heart from one thing to another, we all can. Saul became Paul, and it's very, very easy. Not easy. It's like you want to stop smoking. You know, one guy that I did probably change from being racist was a guy that was in my boot camp with me, and every night he would look at my tail, or my butt, and I asked him, well, "What are you looking at my butt for?" And he told me that his grandfather told him that black guys grew tails. So we didn't get along too well for a while, and then we actually wound up becoming best friends because I saved his life when we were in the military, and he saved mine. And I actually went to his family's house, and I was the first black person that was ever there. So you know, you can change whatever you want to change, just based on the kind of person you want to be. Hello from Gallup, New Mexico, and this year looking into getting my first bike, a Road King. Yeah. So yeah, make sure to take the courses. The courses are important. You got to take those courses if you want to live. A lot of clubs take all kinds of bikes. Some have, yeah. In my club, if you're gonna have a bike, it's got to be cruiser 750cc or better, a race bike 600cc or better. All right, so that's, I think, a good 30 minutes there, 34 minutes. I think we talked about good things. Biggest thing to know about your how dues are paid or how dues are spent is that everything needs to be recorded and everything needs to be able to be seen. And in our club, every meeting, the first part of the meeting, the financials are read. That keeps everybody on the same even playing field. So hopefully that helps you. Snowing in New Jersey. New Jersey. Somebody said snowing in New Jersey. I hope you stay warm there, buddy. And you got 3 likes now, and one dislike. Yeah, whoever disliked me, eat Braveheart's defecation. Good job, Black Dragon. Be well. You guys take care. Listen here, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Please check out my podcast, Think Tactical, and my podcast, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. And you guys stay healthy. Thanks for tuning in. That's my 2 cents. Get skinny.